We live in the world of our thinking, and every thought comes with a feeling. Our thoughts never stop, and we can't switch them off. When our thoughts are aligned with what we are doing, or when there isn't a high level of challenge, we don't tend to notice them all that much. But when our thoughts are not in alignment with what we are doing, especially when our challenge is high, we may find we notice them loud and clear, and the thinking, along with the subsequent feeling, can sometimes be a hindrance rather than a help. Adventurous activity is an excellent teacher for helping us to understand the true nature of our thinking and feeling, because it puts us in situations where our hardwired survival mechanisms are switching on and trying to keep us safe, whilst in fact they may not be understanding the nuance of the situation. Here are a few key times where we might notice our thoughts and feelings during our activity. Approaching challenge. When we mindfully step toward a challenge, we can become aware of thought and feeling. If we listen to thought, it is not unusual to notice that we have doubts about ourselves or the challenge. We may find ourselves impatient and unsettled, with the desire to get going as quickly as possible. Tuning into the sensation of the feeling, we may find butterflies in the stomach, tingly limbs, a dry mouth, or sharper vision. Difficulty in the challenge. As our body grows tired, our conscious thoughts often become more noticeable. Our intellect may try and take over and solve a problem for us, telling us what to do and how to do it. This may make us move with less intuition and fluidity. We may have thoughts telling us to stop or find the least embarrassing way to give up. We might find that we are already living out our failure in our imagination. Stopping mid-challenge. A sneaky time when thoughts creep in is when we have more space and time for them. This can be when we have the ability to stop or slow down mid-challenge. In these moments, we can become more self-aware and analytical. This can be very helpful with training. At times though, a midway stop can lead to doubts or analysis paralysis, and it can sometimes be harder to get moving again with the same fluidity. What to do about thoughts that get in the way? The first and most fundamental step is to develop a growing awareness around the nature of our thought and feeling. This might sound so basic that most people skip this step, when in fact much of our thought and feeling operate under the awareness of our radar. Adventure and facing challenge is a brilliant way of bringing us into awareness of how our thoughts operate. However, I believe that just as important is a routine mindfulness practice that allows us to notice the way in which thoughts and feelings come and go, even when we are perfectly safe and sitting still. On top of this, a yoga practice also shows how thoughts and feelings flow when we move into positions of effort and ease. Throughout both of these practices, we can learn that attention on breath work allows us to notice our thoughts and feelings, and then to return our attention to a more balanced and centered approach to the difficulty, allowing us to embrace the challenge with more awareness and acceptance. Lastly, we can bring these practices with us into the training for our activity by performing easy movements with awareness of thoughts and attention to the body and breath. The road is long, however it can help us to find a greater sense of balance and enjoyment in our activity, and self-awareness in everyday living. If you would like to become more balanced with your thoughts and feelings and allow your activity to flow with more ease, then we run mindfulness courses, yoga sessions and retreats at Swoop Coaching. Check out our website www.swoopcoaching.com. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, then be sure to hit the subscribe button and leave a like, and as always a big thank you to my Patreons for their continuing support. If you would like to support my making of these videos and get your name in the credits, then check out my Patreon channel in the link below. Until next time, I wish you a pleasant life and awesome climbing.